2025, it was 95 billion. Ito. In 2026, it's 121 billion. Yung naka-shade, no, na orange. So dito ho, kukunin yung zero balance billing. Am I correct, Secretary?
Yung increase is just the that's correct. And
Correct.
yung increase is the expected
So 26 billion. Yeah, the 20, laki ng tinaas niya eh.
yes.
From 95 to 221. So that's about a 26 billion increase. And tama po ba, dito kukunin yung pangbayad ng zero balance billing?
Correct.
Ang tanong ko, Secretary, kasya na ba yung 26 billion? Kasi mataas ang expectation ng tao eh. No?
Hindi po. Hindi kasha, no? So, as of now, of 2 months implementation, nakita namin ang average patient na nadi-discharge sa aming DOH hospital requires 39,000. But the highest I have discharged with zero balance was 2.3 million pesos bill, which was at NKTI. Ito yung pasyente na merong leptospirosis na ginamitan nila ng extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. Very modern device to clean the lungs of consolidation. Yun, 2.3. So, the variety, although we have an average of about 39, the variety of the cost is anywhere from that one, yung 39, all the way up to 2 million. So, yung excess, dito namin kukunin, plus the revenue, because the hospitals also have revenue
Correct.
from the private. Yung 10% na private, may bayad yung room nun. So, yun, may revenue yun ng hospital. And then yung outpatient, may bayad pa. So, they pay for some of the laboratory or CT scan on outpatient. Revenue din yun. So ito yung tinatawag na, in the special provisions, we also get what is called fiscal autonomy. We are allowed to retain income. Yun ang difference ng national hospital sa LGU hospital.
Yeah, but Secretary, just to net na natin yung revenue, net na natin yung mga iba. This 26 billion is the amount needed to cover the zero balance billing. Ibig sabihin, pag pupuntang isang pasyente sa hospital, DOH hospital, nasa ward siya, wala na siyang babayaran.
Yes, this was based on our estimates. Kasi nung
Yes,
pinaplano,
based on your estimates.
And then hopefully by next year, I will give actual. Okay?
Yes.
Kasi may experience.
How many patients are you estimating for 2026 that will avail the zero balance billing in all of our DOH hospitals?
We discharge about 1.4 million patients per year in the DOH hospitals. Baka mag-increase yan.
So 1.4 million, ang estimate is
Yes,
1.4
yearly discharges.
million. Okay. And then, actually, in a perfect world, and I agree with you, Secretary, narinig ko yung kaninang, sagot nyo kay Senator Bongo. In a perfect world, dapat yung zero balance billing plus yung PhilHealth, pwede na ito para sa ating mga pasyente. No? Hindi na kailangan yung ma-ifip. No? In a perfect world, diba? Sasagutin na ng zero balance billing fund kasi zero balance billing is 26 billion in addition. Yung MAIF is 24 billion. And then meron ka pang subsidy sa PhilHealth na 53 billion. Dapat yung PhilHealth at yung zero balance billing kasya na i-cover itong walang babayaran yung mga pasyente natin, tama?
So yun ang dream natin, that if PhilHealth with its income and pooled resources is able to pay health benefits to up to 80%, hindi na kailangan ng MAIP. Kasi MAIP only was developed because mababa masyado yung support value ng PhilHealth. So nagpupunta sa mga politician. So nilagay sa fund namin.
But in
how that evolved.
26 billion is outside of the PhilHealth pa, diba? Parang lumalabas yung PhilHealth, bonus na yun eh.
Yes.
For DOH, DOH hospital, parang bonus na si PhilHealth eh. Tama?
Yes, that's why yung 26 billion, ang feeling ko, I can use that for LGU hospitals and for private charity beds.
I'll go to that later on. But tama ba yung statement?
Tama yung
bonus na lang si PhilHealth. Sige, I'll go to that. Ngayon, because of zero balance billing, may mga unintended consequence tayo. One of which is yung bed occupancy rate. no? And I'll show in the slide na in 2024, on the average to, for Metro Manila, it's 96%. And for regional hospital and other facilities, is 151% over capacity na siya. If you go to some of the Metro Manila hospitals, umaabot talagang iba. Like for example, Jose Fabella Memorial Hospital, 169%. Quirino Memorial Medical Center, 150%. Jose Reyes Memorial Medical Center, 120%. So, nakikita natin, marami tayong mga hospital nag-over capacity na. The same with regional hospitals. Meron ho nakita, San Lorenzo Luis General Hospital, 374%. No? Siargao Island Medical Center, 312%. Johnny Villanueva General Hospital, 242%. So, and I'll show some pictures. No? Nagpa-ikot ho ako ng team para makita natin yung totoong kalagayan. For example, dito sa San Lorenzo Luis, 374%. Pag makikita natin, mga pasyente ho sa hallway na nag-aantay. Yung Novaliches, I think this is a district hospital, no? Or LG Hospital. So hallway na rin sila nag-aantay. Johnny Villanueva General Hospital, Bukawi, 242%. Yung mga pasyente, pakikita natin, nasa hallway na ho tinitreat, no? Mga pasyente. So, in other words, with the zero balance billing, we will see this type of scenario moving forward. No, kasi ang tao, syempre, isa sa mga pumipigil sa kanila mag-hospital, gastos eh. Dahil wala ng gastos, sasagutin na ng gobyerno, itong situation natin in terms of bed capacity or occupancy rate, tataas to ng tataas, Secretary. So, my first question is, and I asked this during the pre-budget briefing, ilan po ang batas na ginagawa ng Kongreso at Senado pero hindi ho nafa-fund? No? Kasi itong mga hospital na ito is meant to increase capacity. I'll give an example. Sa Valenzuela ho, meron kaming batas na it will increase capacity from 150 to 500 beds. Pinuntahan po ako dito nila Congressman Remil Hernandez sa Laguna. Meron silang bagong batas, RA 10271, to build a new 300 bed capacity. So ang punto ko, marami ho tayong mga batas, no? Ginagawa ng Kongreso at Senado to increase capacity pero hindi napopondohan. No? Actually, kasalanan din namin yan dahil hindi kami naglalagay pondo. Ilan po yung ganun?
Most of the hospitals that have batas to increase their beds, kagaya na nakikita natin 150%, 200%, at yan ang next step dyan, nagre-request yung hospital director na i-increase yung bed capacity ng 200 para maging 85. Kasi ang ideal sa hospital management, you must have a hospital admission of about 80 to 85%. Para yung 15% for emergency, mapapasok mo pa rin. Pero tayo, over capacity. Kaya ang nangyayari sa mga batas, mag-i-increase ng bed capacity or magbi-build ng new ones.
So Secretary, how many ang tanong ko, how many are the unfunded hospital laws?
So it's not the unfunding because the funding comes. It's how fast the funding is given to
Correct.
us. What happens is, so we are given 1,500 beds for East Avenue. Then we will ask for the plantilla because there is a ratio. When the law is passed, there is a ratio of the number of nurses that you have to add. So hihingin namin ngayon yun sa DBM. DBM releases that plantilla items in tranches because they're also managing the budget of the PS of government. So doon ang limiting factor namin. Pasado yung batas, 1,000, pero wala kaming additional nurses. So ino-open lang. At kung ilang nurse ang binigay sa amin, yun ang i-open namin na ward bed. So ganun ang nangyayari. Yung batas originally, they will sometimes put the fund in the law already now. Natuto na sila they will put the fund in the law to construct, pero not to operationalize.
Yes.
So,
But ilan yung ganun? Ilan yung mga hospitals na unfunded in terms of construction and unfunded in terms
ito
of
mga binigay sa akin.
operation?
Yeah, so I have the Senate President Neftali A. Gonzalez General Hospital. So ito, meron ng construction, no additional allotment for 2026, requiring as much as 200 million. So ito yung mga continuing, binibuild pa lang to.
Yeah.
Hindi
Ganito lang, Secretary, because I know for a fact na during the hearing sa House, the Senate, pag dinidiscuss nila itong mga hospital bills, ang first question is need. Kailangan ba? Diba? Second question is, overcapacity ba yung lugar niyo? Like sa Valenzuela, overcapacity kami. Kaya nagpasa ng batas to increase it to 500 beds. So in other words, merong need itong mga hospital laws. No?
Yes.
So dumaan to sa pagsusuri sa process. So gusto ko lang isabit niyo na lang sa amin, ilan yung mga ganun na
Sige.
na mga batas. Kasi one of the things that we're thinking is para ma-solve itong capacity issues, pondohan na lang natin itong mga batas na ito. No, with capital outlay as well as MOE and PS. But we need guidance from the department.
Yeah.
Ano ang uunahin? Magkano yun? No? Saan natin ilalagay? Kasi ang ni-expect ko with zero balance billing, it's a good program, pero baka umabot tayo ng 500% overcapacity in some hospitals. No? Masaya nga sila, walang binabayad, pero pagpunta naman nila doon, para silang nasa impyerno. So hindi rin maganda yun.
Madam Chair, Mr. Honorable Senator, actually, may kasama to. The zero balance is not a standalone program. The attached program here is improving primary care. Ito yung yakap at yung gamot package, making sure that they don't become hospitalized. And we had a project already. Ito yung tawag dito, Healthy Hearts Program, funded by WHO. And actually, USAID. Ang kaso, namalis na yung USAID. But they proved that in Iloilo, in Panay Island, if they funded a hypertensive, nag-decrease by 30% yung hospitalization. So, tama itong ginagawa natin sa PhilHealth na nilalagay natin yung pera sa primary care. Because if people who are hypertensive are taking their medicines, less ang chance nila magka-heart attack at stroke. Ganon din yung diabetic. Pag binibigay yung kanyang oral hypoglycemic or insulin na injections, hindi siya magkaka-diabetic coma or dialysis. So, ang focus natin ganon. And then, we can prevent that some more by improving wellness. Ito yung pinupush ni Senator Pia na we put people on proper diet, exercise, they are fitter. We go to wellness. We will decrease hospitalization. So, ini-expect ko rin mag-balance by putting some funding in primary care, in health promotion, para ma-decrease yung cases. And then, I'm also looking at efficiency. So, right now, ganun yung konti lang yung beds. Nagtatagal yung patient kasi nga, hindi zero balance. Ngayong zero balance, uwi ka na, tapos magaling ka na. I can now admit the next patient in the emergency to that bed. So, I may be able to treat more in the smaller number of beds. So, efficiency. But definitely, I agree with you. We need more hospitals kasi ang computation namin for the country to be at least ideal with the population, we need to double the number of total beds, both public and private. Double po. So that's our deficit. Yun yung hindi natin na-fund in the past years. Wala tayong health system na appropriate to the size of our population.
But, Mr. Secretary, with the guidance of our Vice Chairman, with our Chairperson of the Subcommittee on Health, baka may opportunity tayo with that flood control eh. Diba? So, that's 270 billion pesos, no? So, baka lang may opportunity. That's why we want guidance from the department. Alin ba yung yung areas na dapat i-prioritize? Ano ba yung mga areas na meron ng batas pero hindi lang napopondohan? Pakisabit lang sa amin yun para lang mag-guide kami if we want to solve the capacity issue. The capacity issue remains eh.
Yes.
Fact yan eh. Andyan na yan, 300%. You really need to solve that problem in that area. No? So, pakisabit na lang
and
sa
hindi
amin.
lang yun yung problem, no? I also saw the model namin when I presented to the president how we convinced him to go through this zero balance. But yun Yun yung concept, no?